Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing.
So for today, as we have started to look at from yesterday, we're looking at orthographic projection, right? And for the sake of those who weren't here yesterday, we said that orthographic projection is a 2D representation of a 3D object, right? The 2D drawing represents different size of the object, right? So now this is the 2D and this is the 3D. So the 3D we normally refer to it like isometric drawing or oblique projection, right? But it's normally isometric drawing that we use to produce orthographic projection. You follow? All right. So
Yes,
here
sir.
now we're seeing three views, right? So we're seeing the top view, which is here, which is here. So this part will represent here, and then you're seeing here, which is this part here, and then this part is here, right? And we're seeing the front view, which is looking at it from here. So this side we classify the side as the front, and then we're seeing the right side, which is here, right? So in order for you to understand views better, we have there are normally six views, right? That are on an object, right? So we have the top view, the left side, the right side, the front. That's normally what we use when we are doing orthographic projection, right? We have the where and the bottom, but we don't normally use those in orthographic projection. Following?
Yes, sir.
All right, so now we have two types of orthographic projection, right? So we have the first angle projection and the third angle projection, right? So the first angle projection now, right? This here is a cone. So this shape here represents a cone, and this represents the end elevation, which is we call the side, right? So in the first angle, what this is saying now that the the side that we're going to draw or the end that we're going to draw is the left end. You follow? All right, let me go back down. So the FVP, the FVP is the front vertical plane. The SVP is the side vertical plane, and the HP is the horizontal plane. All right. So as we can see here, we have an isometric, right, drawing here, right, and this is one gradient that we're looking at the drawing from, right. So this is the first plane, the first gradient, right. So this is our first angle projection. So as we were saying that here represent, so this is the first angle projection, right? So as we were saying that the cone represent the front elevation, right? And the circle represent the end elevation, right? So in this case, it is saying that the front elevation is first, right? And the side elevation or the end elevation is to the left. Following? Of the front elevation. Following? So I'm going to explain again. All right, so as we are saying, right, this is one gradient, right? So as we are saying, this is a cone. So this shape represents a cone, right? And this represents the front elevation. The circles represent, which is the two circles represent the end elevation. So we call this a first angle projection. So when you go here now, as you can see here, this is saying the front, right? And this is saying the end. So here we can see that the front elevation is first, right? So this is so FVP, as we said, stands for front vertical plane. So we draw the front first, and then the plan is below, which is the plan is on the horizontal plane, right? And then the side vertical plane now is shown to the left of this front elevation. Following? Following, students?
Yes, sir.
All
Yes,
right,
sir.
good. So now,
Yes, sir.
all right, now we're going to look at the third angle projection. So the third angle projection now is a bit different. So we're seeing that in the third angle projection, let me go over some more. All right, so in the third angle projection, right here, so here, right, we can see now the image is a bit different. So in the third angle projection, it is saying that the front and the side elevation, which is the SVP, the side vertical plane, is to the right. Following?
Yes, sir.
So for the third angle projection, we have the plan first. So that's the only difference. So the plan, which is the top, is at the top of the, is above the front elevation, right? And as you can see that in order to project these lines, they are drawn at a 45-degree angle here. So it would have been from here, the highest point here, you draw a 45-degree angle, right? Or you can go off like 1 millimeters or 10 millimeters above this joint, and then you project a 45-degree angle. You follow? And then where these intersect now, you will bring these up to this here. Follow?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, so just to recap, right? So we're going to go back here now to the image. What does this represent?
Front.
The front. So all we're saying, this represents the front. The cone here represents the front, right? So, and it tells, and this represents the end, which is the side view. And it tells which side of the, only thing it is telling that which side of the front elevation, you draw the side elevation or the end elevation, right? So for the first angle, we draw the side elevation left, and for the third angle projection, we draw the side elevation to the right. You following?
Yes, sir.
And as we said, so this one is this is a type of third angle projection. As we said, we draw in the third angle projection, we draw the top for the top is at the above the front, and for the first angle projection, the top is below the front, with the side to the left of the drawing. This projection here, what type of projection is this? Which of the projection we have the top, then the front below, and then the side to the right? Which of the projection we use? First or third?
First, sir.
No, sir. Third, sir.
Or third.
Look again. Look at the image again. Look. Remember we said that in the first, this is, remember the cone represent the front elevation, right? So the front elevation, the side elevation is to the left, right? While for the third angle projection, the side elevation is to the right. And this is what it's saying. See that? This is the third. But remember in the third now, you draw the top. The top is above the front. While for the first angle projection, the top is below the front. And the side elevation is to the left in the first. Follow? You get the difference now?
Yes, sir.
Alright, so as I'm saying, what type of drawing now? So this is the camera that we want to draw the elevation for, the orthographic projection for, right? So based on the camera and based on the views shown here, what type of projection is this here?
Sir, this a first, sir.
First? No, sir, you keep mixing up the first and the third. Remember, we said that in the first, the
That third
front,
because the top.
you said, Joshua?
That third because the front is underneath the top.
Good. You get that, Patrick?
Yes, sir.
Because the
Sir,
front
but me I
is
say feet top.
below the
Sir. Me I
top.
say me I say feet top, sir. Oh, you not see lens.
The lens, because you
Oh, you not
won't see
dry
the
lens.
lens. Remember, it's a 2D representation, you know. So you're not going to see the lens as it is. This is the lens here. Right here is the lens, sir. So remember, you don't have the 20, which is this. From here to here would have been 20, and then you're seeing this part, which is the 10. But you're not going to see it at this angle because it's a 2D representation. You follow? So this would have
Yes, sir.
represent the length here, the lens here. This would have represent the little flash, and this would have represent the button. This would have represent the button, the square button, and this represent the other button here, which I use to zoom. You follow? You follow?
Yes, sir.
All right. And for here, you see the same thing here for the front. This will represent the button here. This will represent this button here. But is this that when you're looking at it from the front, you're not going to see a circle. You're just going to see an image on the top. So that's what this is showing here. You follow?
Yes, sir.
And then this though is looking at it from this side. So we're looking at it from this side, the right side, right? So you're able to see this, and you're able to see this button here along with the flash, but you're not seeing the full flash, you're seeing the side of the flash, right? And you're able to see the height of the lens here, which is 20. So from here to here, you're able to see the height of the lens. You follow?
Yes, sir.
And then now, because it is orthographic protection, you need to show this button here, but we're going to show it in hidden detail. So that's why these blue lines are here. These blue lines represent hidden detail. You follow?
Blue, sir.
The blue lines are hidden detail lines.
Oh, it look like green.
No, the blue. All right. So these now, because if you're looking at it from this side, you wouldn't have been able to see this, but you have to represent it on the drawing. You follow what I'm saying? Because the lens would have been blocking
Yes, sir.
this button here, but you have to show it. You have to represent it on the drawing. So if you should, because remember, you can draw from orthographic to, to 3D, So you can draw from orthographic to isometric. So it's a two-way thing. You can convert from isometric to orthographic and from orthographic to isometric. So when you're doing the orthographic, you have to ensure that you show all of the details. So all of the information is provided. You follow?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I'm going to start all over. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to remove this camera from here. So I'm going to copy this camera, right? So I'm going to Control C, and then I'm going to open a new window, right? I'm going to type UN, which is the short for unit, and I'm going to set my precision here to 0 and check to see that it's millimeter, and international I press select OK, and then I type LIM, which is the short for limits, press enter. Lower left hand corner is always 0, 0. I press enter. And then the upper right hand corner now all depends on the size of the paper. So I'm going to use a 420, 297. I press enter, right? So that is preparing my drawing environment. Then I'm going to zoom all. So I'm going to say Z, enter, A, enter. And you see that it zoom, right? Also, before I start drawing, I'm going to ensure that I turn on, I'm going to select the scale. So I'm going to, because it's a fairly small drawing, I'm going to use a scale of 1 to 20, right? Then I'm going to come here to object snap, and I'm going to ensure that midpoint, endpoint, center, node, quadrant, intersection, perpendicular, and tangent is on, right? Then now, I am going to Control V to paste my object, right? So this is my camera right here, right? So that's my camera. So as you can see, as you have realized that when you paste the camera, all of the units of measurement is not showing. You following? For these part, but for the circles it is showing. But we can do that. We can change that at a later date, right? Also now, before you start drawing, you want to set some new layers, right? So you come to here, and you come here to layer properties, and we already have the 0 layer. We have the dimension, which is these lines. So we're going to now create some new layers. So we're going to add 2 layers, actually 3 layers. So we're going to have one for center, one for hidden, and one for construction, right? and you will see why I need to set these layers. So I'm going to say this is for center, right? So CENTER, center, right? I'm going to change the color of the center line, and I'm going to say like my center line may be blue, and I select OK. Then I'm going to change the line type to center. So I double click right here, and I load, right? And I look for center. So for center here, and I select OK. But before I select OK here, you have to ensure to select center here as well. So you select OK after you select center. All right. I need to come back here, and I'm going to change the layer again. So I'm going to change this name to hidden. So hidden, and I'm going to change the color of the hidden line to green. OK. I'm going to change the line type, and I'm going to select hidden, right? So hidden.
So you are raise it excited, sir.
Not yet. Yes, we can do that, but not yet.
All right, sir.
So hidden. All right. Now we're going to change layer 3 now. And we're going to call this construction. So we're going to say CON, or short for construction. We're going to change this color, and we're going to use yellow. Select OK. And we're also going to change the line type. So in order to track it, we're going to change it to a broken line. So we're going to load, right? And we can use this. So we can use dash. So we can use ISO dash. We're going to use ISO dash, right? And OK. Remember that when you come out here now, we're going to select ISO dash, right? So these are for the construction lines, right? So the first thing that we are going to draw, because this gives us a lot of information, so we're going to turn on our zero layer, right? So the first thing that we're going to draw is, so remember now when we were drawing the camera, we were looking at the camera from the front, right? You remember that?
Yes, sir.
So we're going to draw, the first thing we're going to draw is the front, right? We're going to draw in the third angle projection. And remember, in the third angle projection, the plan is above the front, right? So you just can, what you can do is draw the front a bit lower. You don't go up here, you start a bit lower, right? So we're going to select a line command, right? We select a line command, and we're going to turn on auto instead of polar tracking, right? And ISO is not on, so we're good, right? So we set at the front now, right? Escape before we go to the line command. So we set at the front now, it is 100 millimeters, right? So the length is 100 millimeters and the height is 60 millimeters. Because remember, from here to this line is 50, and from here to here is 10. You follow?
Yes, sir.
All right, so we're going to do that now. So we're going to select a line command. We're going to select our first point. So we're going to select. Remember now, you want to leave space here to draw the side elevation. So we're going to move over more in the on the join page or the join environment. So we're going to start like here, right? So we're going to type 100, enter. We're going to go up now by 50, enter, and we're going to also go up again by 10, enter. We come across 100, enter. We go down by 10, press enter, and then we close here at the end point. We can just type 50 and press enter, right? Space bar to get rid of the command. Space bar to get rid of the command. So we're going to show this line here now. Follow? And then we press enter, right? Now, we also want to draw the circle, and we know that the circle is in the center, right? And it's a radius of 25. So what we're going to do now, we're going to identify the center of this rectangle here. So we're just going to space bar to get by the command, and we're going to select endpoint, midpoint to midpoint. Space bar to get rid of the command, right? Now, we just select circle and center radius. We come to the midpoint here, and we select, and we type our radius of 25. press enter, right? Now we can trim unwanted portion, so we TR, enter, we trim here, and we can zoom up so you can see where you're trimming, you trim there, right? We also trim here, and then we're going to delete what we can't trim or erase. So we can just highlight the line and we erase, right? So we're going to go back to our drawing now. You're seeing that on the drawing? So this is the front. We're seeing
Yes, sir.
the rectangle with this line, which is here. So now we
And
need
the
to
third.
show
And the length.
on the lens, right? So remember now, if you're looking at it from the front, you're not going to see it as a 3D object. You're going to see it like a 2D object. You follow?
Yes, sir.
So now we're going to show these two buttons here, right? So remember now that we said that the center of this circle was 15, right? Right? So from here to here it is 15, and then from here to here it was 15 as well, right? So in order to do that now, and it's a height of 5, right? It's a height of 5. So in order to do that now, we are going to select the line command again. We're going to come here. We're going to draw a line up 5. So 5, enter. Space bar, get rid of the command. Right? Now, what we can do now is that we can offset this line. So we select offset, we type 15, enter, and we select the line that we want to offset and we move in the direction. You follow?
Yes, sir.
We're going to now erase this line here because we don't need it anymore. So this is identifying the center, right? Also now, over here, all right, so we're going to draw this side first. So now, what this is saying that is that from the center now, it's a diameter of,
I got 5 on each side, sir.
no, it can't be a 5, sir, because it's a radius of 10 and a diameter of 20.
Yes. Oh. 10 on each side.
So 10 on each side. Wonderful. I like how you're paying attention, Patrick. So we're going to go back to offset, right? We're going to take an offset distance of 10. You press enter, right? You now go 10 on this side, 10 on this side, right? Escape. We just select a line command now and we join. So select a line command and we join here to here. Spacebar, get rid of the command, right?
And
This
delete the
line,
center line.
we're going to show it as a center line. Wonderful. So all we do now is that we just highlight it and we go to the layer and we select center. You see? And you see that it's now a blue line, right? All right? So because it's a small line,
Yes, sir.
it won't show as a broken line. Because it's a very small line, it won't show as a broken line. But we can fix that at a later date. So now we need to draw the other button, right? On the other side, this button. On the right side, right? So now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to identify the center of this. So we're going to come select a line command. Come here. You go up by 5. You press enter. Spacebar, get rid of the command. You're going to offset this line now by 15. So you're going to select the offset distance first. So the offset distance is 15. Enter. You select the line. So you could have done this while you were doing. Alright, so we're moving the wrong direction. So we're going to come in this direction. Alright, 1 minute. Alright, so we want to go in this direction. So escape. And we're going to highlight these two lines because we don't need them anymore. Delete them. So we're going to highlight this one as well and we delete it. Right? So now we have the center now, right? How much do we go on either side now, Patrick? Because remember it's a square of 10. How much do we go on either side of this
5,
line?
sir.
5. Everyone is following? Everyone understand that? So we're going to select
Yes, sir.
offset. We're going to type distance of 5. Press enter. You're going to select the line. You move to the left. 5. You move to the right. 5. Escape to get rid of the command. Select a line command. You're going to go now endpoint to endpoint, right? Escape. You can just highlight. Oh, so it's one line, right? No, we don't need this line anymore, right? So we can leave it for now. but we don't need it because it's not a circle, so we don't need to show a center here. You follow? So we can delete it. Right? Now we are finished with our front view, right? Because we are seeing here, we are seeing here, and we're seeing
No,
here.
sir, flash.
Oh, the flash. Wonderful. We need to show the flash, right? So all we're going to do now, we are going to select a line command. So remember now, the flash would have been in the center. You know why we say that it's in the center? Because remember from here to here is 35, right? And this is 30. So if we should go off of this, it would have been 50, right? So if we come to the center, it's 50, right? And we go up by 10. Because remember the flash is 10, right? Spacebar or spacebar to get rid of the command. So now what we can do now is that we can just go 15 on either side. The following? To get the 30.
Yes, sir.
So you select, you type a distance of 15, press enter. You offset this line on this direction on the right and on the left, right? You now select a line command and you connect here to here. All right, so we didn't connect it properly. So we're going to delete. We're going to select a line command. We connect endpoint, so we can zoom endpoint. Escape, right? This is not a cert, so we can delete that line as well. You follow? Because it's not a circle, so you don't need to show the center. If you don't believe that it is 30, we can always go and we can measure. So we select utilities, the ruler, and see it is 30, right? Right? You following?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, good. So now,
Sir.
remember we said we are joining the third angle protection, right? So therefore, it means that the plan should go on top of this, and the side elevation should go to the right of this joint. You following? So what we're going to do now, what I'm going to show you now, is to move fast. So we're going to draw the construction lines, right? So you're going to come to the layer properties, and you're going to select construction. So CON, you double click here to select construction. So all lines that I draw now are going to be construction lines. So what you're going to do now is that, remember, you want to track every point here. So what you're going to do is that you're going to come, we're going to start from here and we're going to go up. You come here, you draw this line up, your space bar gets rid of the command, space bar again, we're going to bring this up as well. So you're going to bring all of the points up. You're following? Up.
Yes, sir.
Space bar, you're going to bring from this circle now, from the quadrant of this circle up, because you need it to show the height of the circle, the width of the circle. All right. So space bar from here, go up, space bar again, get the command from here, and we're going up as well. Space bar from the center, we need to go from the center. No, we don't need to go from the center. So from here, because remember that is not a circle, you follow? So there, and from here, so space bar from here, up. All right, so space bar, give the line command. You have to ensure that you select the spot before you space bar. So space bar now, we need to go from the center. So from the center up. Alright, so before, so space bar from the center up, you select the point where you want to go. And when you join all of these lines, ensure you turn on auto. Alright, up as well. Right? So before we get rid of the line command, we're going to just we're just going to do the same thing on this side. You follow? So we're going to now space bar, we're going to bring this across. Because this is for drawing the side view. Space bar, we're going to bring this across as well. So from there, space bar, we're going to bring this line across. Space bar, we're going to bring from this circle across as well. And space bar we're going to bring from here as well. Space bar we're going to bring this across as well. Alright. So we did not draw this one correct, so we're going to redraw it. Alright, so delete this one. So select the line command again. We're going to draw this one across. Space bar. Space bar, give it the command. This one across as well. And oh, so this one will represent this one because they are the same. Alright. So do we have everything across?
Yes, sir.
So we
Sir,
need,
Marcus
so we need to bring the center line across.
say him late, him internet did I get trouble, sir.
Okay. Alright. So we want all of these lines now to show as broken lines. So what we're going to do is that we're going to highlight all of these lines and all of these lines, and we're going to right click on them, and we're going to go to properties, and we're going to increase the line scale here to 30. Enter. Alright. Alright, so they are still not showing as broken lines. So we're going to go back, highlight all of these, and we're going to type LTS, which is line type scale. We're going to press enter, and we're going to change the line type scale here to 0.005. We press enter. So you know that I see that they're showing as a broken line now. Is that they're showing as broken line now?
Yes, sir.
So when they show as broken line, it is easier for you to track. You follow? It's easier for you to track.
Yes, sir.
All right. So now we want to draw the plan, right? So we're going to go back here. We're going to select the zero layer, turn on the zero layer, right? And we're going to, for example, we're going to just draw a line, select a line, and we're going to go like above this drawing. All right, so you see that it's not allowing you, so you have to go to the midpoint. So you can go to the midpoint and you just go across and your space bar. All right, so we did not start exactly at the midpoint here, but we can trim that at a later date, right? So we now know that the width of the top is 30, right? So all we can do now is just select this line. So we can TR, so we're going to trim it, TR, enter, enter. We're going to trim this piece of the line. So that when we offset this line, it is exactly 30. So all we can do now is just that we're going to offset this line down by 30. So we type 30, enter, and offset, right? We now know that we should connect the endpoint. So spacebar again, connect the endpoint, right? Now, we know that we should be showing the circle because we are seeing the circle from the top, right? So all you need to do now is that we need to identify the center line here. So this one is the center line. So we're going to just select a circle, center radius, and we know that this is a center line, so we can track it up, and we just come to the midpoint here. All right, so we're going to come to the, all right, so we can't put the midpoint there. See that the midpoint is not coming up here. So what we can do is just select the midpoint on this circle here, on this line there, and we know that the radius is 10. So we type 10, enter, right? So what we can do now is that we can move it to this center line. So we're going to select move, and we select the object, press enter, and we want to move it from the midpoint. So we're going to move it from the midpoint to here, right? Everyone is following?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right, good. Now we know that looking at the top, we know that looking at the top, we're seeing here, we're seeing this 20 here, and we're seeing here the 10 as a different, in a different position or a different shape, right? But this is because the 2D, we are going to represent this now. So we are going to, we can just offset this line, but we don't know the distance, so we can copy this line. So we're going to copy it first. So we're going to copy this line here because we know that this is the, so we're going to copy it. So we select the object and we press enter. We select the object and we move it to here, right? And then we press escape. Now we're going to join these. We're going to join all of here. So we're going to just connect here to here. Space bar again, here to, so I'm going to zoom up. So here to here, right? Now we need to show the difference. So we need to move this line up 10. So we're going to offset, set the offset distance 10, enter, select the line, and we offset it up 10. And then we know that our extra line is there. Alright, escape. We know that the extra line was there, so we can just delete this line now. You follow? So this is our lens now. So this is how you see the lens from the top. You will see here, and you know that the distance would have come here would have been 10. So it should have been a space. You following? No
Yes,
follow?
sir.
Alright, good. So now we need to identify the center here now in order to draw this button here, right? Which is right here. So we're going to go to the layer. We're going to change it to center. So double click here, right? And we're going to select a line command.
So look here, sir. Look here, sir.
You said
Look on the line will go up on the circle, sir.
this one
And the over
and
left
this
side,
one.
sir.
What about them?
Sir, may I say, oh, when you dry up there, so how will it not touch them line there, sir?
No, because it's a measurement, sir. Remember, we're working with measurement.
Oh.
And it's how we are looking at it. Right? Alright, so we are at the center line. So we draw a center line here to identify the center over here. And we are going to also draw a center line here, because this is a circle, so we need to show it as a center line, right? Right? And if it's too long, we can always extend it a bit down. Right? So those lines now represent the center line, right? Alright, so the center lines are not showing as well. So we are just going to select the center lines, all of the center lines. We're going to right click, go to properties. We're going to increase the property to 30. Enter. Alright, now the center line should be showing. So escape. So the center line is showing now?
Yes, sir.
Alright, so we're going to come back here. We're going to now go 5 on either side of the center line. But we can just always copy this line. So we're going to select copy again. We're going to copy this line. And we're going to press enter. And we're going to copy this line to the center. All the way to the center here. Right? Escape. Right? Now we can offset this line 5 on either side. So we're going to select offset. Set the offset distance of 5. Press enter. And we're going to go 5 there. And 5 there. Right? Escape. Select the line command. We're going to now join here to here. So I'm going to zoom up. Alright, so we're using the wrong line type. So delete. So we're now going to go back to the layer property. And we're going to select the 0 layer. So double click here. Select the line command. We're going to join here to here. No, to here. Space bar. And we're going to join here to here. Space bar. Right? We can now delete this line. Right? We can also trim unwanted portion, because remember the center line should not show over here because these are not a circle. So we can TR and enter. So we can trim all of these. Trim all of these center line. Alright, so the center line is just now showing in the circle. You see that? Because that's how you need the center lines to be showing in the circle only. You follow? So that's the plan. Alright? So now we're going to move on to the side view. And we say the side should be drawn to the right of this object. Alright? So now we already know now that the plan now, we're going to see this side, and it is at an height of 60, right, and a distance of 30, right? So what we can do now is that we can come here and we can offset this line. So we can offset it like 50 from here first, or 30. So we're going to offset. So we're going to select an offset, or we can copy. All right, offset. So we're going to offset. So we're going to offset it 50. Enter. So we're just going to select this line and this line. All right, so we move it in the direction, and then we select this line, because remember we need this line as well. All right, hold on. So, all right, escape. All right. So what we can do now is that we can select both lines, and we can just join them. So J, enter, join. So now it's one line. All right, no. All right, so something is wrong. So escape. All right, so we're going to delete this line. So we offset this to 50. So what we can do now, we're just going to extend this line. So we know that the height of this line should be here, right? Because it should be 60 in total. So we can go ahead and we can go to utilities, we can measure. So from here to here should be 60, you see? 60. All right, so now we're going to offset this line now by 30. 30, enter. So offset this line by 30, right? And then now we are going to also see this circle. So we're seeing the height of this circle, and this is it's a width of 20. So we're going to offset this line again by 20. So we're going to go back to offset. We type the distance of 20, enter. We're going to offset here to here. Everyone is following?
Yes, sir.
Alright, so now we know that this line represents the height of the circle, right? So we just need to chop the line from the circle. We're going to select the line command now. The line command. And we're going to chop the height of the circle. So from this line, so we're going to select there and there. Right? So that's what been the height of the circle. Right? So seeing it from the bottom now, we are just going to join here. So we're going to space bar to give out the command. So we are not seeing any gap. You follow?
Sir, two buttons, sir.
See here. So we're looking at it from here. Right? So we're just
Yes,
going
sir,
to
but yes, you should join line this upon the lens, sir.
here.
A
Oh,
line above
here.
it.
Oh, this
Yes,
one.
sir. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
makes sense. So we're going to connect here to here. Right? What we can do now, we can trim. So TR, enter, enter. Trim here. Trim here. So we zoom up. We're going to trim this piece. And we're going to trim this piece. Right? So that's the lens. So space bar or escape to get rid of the command. Right? Now we go back to the line command. We're going to connect here. You follow? So that's here. And we also now need to show here. So we need to draw. So we're going to space bar. We're going to draw this line. So from here to here. You follow? Which is representing this line here.
Yes, sir.
All
Yes,
right.
sir.
Good. So now, what do we need to show now? What else can we see? We can see this circle here. We can see the lens.
Yes, sir, but remember, sir, I other side I drive from, so I button.
So we're going to see
I
the button.
button.
We're going to see the button
Yes,
as
sir.
if it is inside of the lens. You follow what I'm saying? So it's going to be inside of the lens. Look here. That's how we're going to see it. You're following? So you're going to see this button here, And this is representing the button, the round circle button, and this is representing the other button that is hidden, which I can't see. And then this now represents the lens here. You follow? You're not following?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So now we need to represent the lens here, which is here, and we represent this button and this button, right? So what we're going to do now is that we know that the lens from here to here is 20, right? So what we can do is offset this line by 20. So we go to offset, or we already have 20. So when you offset this line, you could have just offset this line as well. You follow? And your space bar, you have the command. You're going to select this line, all right? And we need to bring it up 10. So we need to bring it up. We need to extend it. So when you stretch it, we type 10, enter. You're following? You know why we extend it to 20, 10?
Yes, sir.
Because we want to show the height of the
Flash. Flash.
the flash. And we're also going to extend this line up. Alright, it's a wrong line. So this line, we're going to extend it up by 10 as well. So 10.
10.
10, sir. Because remember, you're showing the flash,
Oh. Think
right?
I
So we're going to select
calculate
a
it as
line
well.
command now. A line command, we're going to connect here to here. Spacebar, get out of the command. We're going to now turn off auto, turn on polar tracking, because we want to draw a line at an angle. Remember, this line was going at a 45-degree angle? So we're going to draw that line now. So from here to here, you see that this is 45? So that represents the lens. You following? Or
Yes.
you could have simply do this. You could have did this was to highlight this line and extend this line by 10 as well. So 10, all right? And then escape. You're going to connect here to here, right? But the method I was showing you was the easier method, was the quicker method. So you come back now, you turn on, and you join here to here. It's still the 45, right? But now you're going to have to trim. So TR, enter. You're going to have to trim here now, trim here, and we can trim here, so we can delete. You follow? So that is showing the lens. So now we have the lens, right? We're saying that you need to identify the center of the lens first, because remember we said that this is 30 and we need to identify the center, which is 15. So what we're going to do is that we're going to select a line command, and we can first, you can select the center, so you can double click here, you go to the line command, right? You're going to turn on auto is on, so you're going to come from the midpoint here and you go up by 5. So to there, you escape. You now turn on, you go back to the 0 layer now. Because remember, this button here is it's a circle, so you need to show the center of it, right? Which is there. So now we know that this is 20, so you're going to offset this line twice by 10. So you're going to go to offset, and the distance is 10. So type 10, enter, and we select this line, we move here 10, and we move there 10. Everyone get that? We need to show this box here. So we're just going to show this box as well, same time. So we know that the offset, we're going to escape. So we're going to offset this box now by 5, because remember, this from the center, it is 5 on either side. So 5 there, offset 5, right? Escape, select a line command now. We're going to join here to here, right? We're going to change these layers to 0 layers. So we're going to change this and this to 0 layers, right? Okay. We're going to change this and this now. So escape. We're going to change this and this to hidden. So which is hidden, which is here. right? Escape. So remember now, so that's it. So remember that the hidden line shows the hidden lines, they show the button here, this button which you can't see, but you have to show it. You have to give the information. You follow?
Yes, sir.
All right. So there you have it. That's how you draw orthographic projection of a camera, right? So all you would need to do now is just to highlight these two lines. So this line, and then you're going to right click, go to properties, and you're going to increase the scale to 30 in order to show these lines. All right. So you see that they're showing as broken lines, and this is shown as a center line. You follow? You following?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
So there you have it now. So in order to see this better now, all you can do now is just to turn off the layers. You can just turn off the construction layer. So turn off the construction layer, and you're able to see it better. You follow?
Yes, sir.
All right. So there you have it. So that's how you draw orthographic projection
Sir,
of
so
a
look here now.
camera. Yes, sir.
Sir, you have two center line in that, sir, and a one circle.
Here,
Nice side one, sir.
this is
Side.
not two center line. Remember, this is the center line, and this is the hidden line to show the button. This button here, that is, you can't see. Looking at it from the side, you can't see this button, but it's there. You have to show it. You follow?
Oh.
So remember, hidden lines are used to show hidden details. You follow?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
All right. So there you have it. All right. So thank you for your participation, and see you next class. All right.